Hello students, I am Priyanka Gupta from Seth Vidya Mandir, English High School and Junior College. I will be teaching you history today. Today subject is history, class 9th and the topic is sources of history. Hello students, I am Priyanka Gupta from Seth Vidya Mandir, English High School and Junior College. I will be teaching you political science today. Today our subject is political science, class 8th, political science, chapter 2, the Indian Parliament. Chapter 2, the Indian Parliament. We have studied that the Parliament plays an important role in parliamentary system of government. In this chapter, we will discuss the Parliament of India. The Parliamentary House. The Constitution of India has created the Parliament of India. The legislature at the national level, that is the level of the central government, is called the parliament. It consists of the president and the two houses of parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. President is an inseparable part of the parliament. He or she cannot participate in the discussion in either of the houses of the parliament. The two houses of the parliament are called the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The members of the parliament try to resolve queries and complaints of their constituencies by raising questions in the parliament. They carry out development activities of their respective constituencies with the help of the funds allocated by the government. The Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers are drawn from the Parliament. The Parliament exercises control over them. Parliament sees that the Council of Ministers does not disregard the Parliament and functions under its supervision. The Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha is the House of Representatives directly elected by the people. Hence, the Lok Sabha is called the first house. The members of Lok Sabha are elected directly by people from the territorial constituencies. The tenure of the Lok Sabha is 5 years. The elections take place after every 5 years. The elections are called general elections. Lok Sabha is the representative body of the citizen of the country. As per the constitution, there can be a maximum of 552 members in the Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha functions under the guidance and control of the Speaker. First point, he and she has to conduct the business of the House in the unbiased manner. Second point, he and she takes care of the rights and privileges of the members of the Lok Sabha. Third point, he and she maintains the decorum and dignity of the House. Fourth and last point of the functions, he and she interprets the rules of the daily functioning of the House. As per the constitution, there can be a maximum of 552 members in the Lok Sabha. To ensure equal representation to all sections of the community, some seats are reserved for the members belonging to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. In case there are no representatives from the Anglo-Indian community, the President can appoint 2 members from this community to the Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha never dissolves completely. 1/3 of the members of the total members retire after every 2 years. After completing their tenure of 6 years, an equal number of new members get elected. Since limited, members of the Rajya Sabha retire step by step, the Rajya Sabha can function continuously. Now, the functions of the Rajya Sabha. The chairman exercises a control over the function of the Rajya Sabha. He and she maintains the discipline in the house. He and she facilitates discussions and gives the members a chance to speak. The upper and the second house of the parliament is the Rajya Sabha. The members of the Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected. The Rajya Sabha gives representation to 29 states and 7 union territories in India. Thus, members of Rajya Sabha work as representatives of the constituent states. The total membership of Rajya Sabha is 250 members. Amongst them, 238 members are elected from the constituent state and union territories. All the constituent states do not get equal representation in the Rajya Sabha. It is proportionate to the total population of each of the state. Remaining 12 members are appointed by the President. The functions of the Parliament are as follows. Formulation of laws. First point. In order to achieve the welfare of the people and the objectives of the Constitution, the Parliament has to formulate new laws. Outdated laws are repealed and necessary changes are made to some laws. In accordance to the procedures, the Parliament fulfills the primary and the important responsibility. B point. Control over the Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers are drawn from the Parliament. The Parliament exercises control over them. Parliament says that the Council of Ministers does not disregard the Parliament and functions under its supervision. Point C. Amendments to the Constitution. The Parliament decides whether to make any amendment to the Indian Constitution. The Parliament discusses why the amendment is required and decides whether to accept it or not. The Constitution mentions various ways of amending the Constitution. They are as follows. First point. Few provisions in the Indian constitutions are amended by a simple majority of the Parliament. Second, some provisions are require a special majority 2/3 of the parliament. Few other provisions are amended by a special majority plus the consent from more than half of the constituent states. The legislature at the national level, that means the level of the central government, is called parliament. An inseparable part of the parliament is the parliament. The Constitution of the India has been created the President, and the Parliament of India consists of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The welfare of the people and the objectives of the Constitution are the Parliament has to formulate new laws. Outdated laws are repealed and necessary changes are made to some laws. Now, to achieve welfare of the people and the objectives of the Constitution, the Parliament has to formulate new laws. Also outdated, and the changes are made in some laws. The process of the formulation of laws has been described in the Constitution. The theory of utility thus gave a ready measures by which the welfare of each person could be determined. The units of goods possessed by an individual told accurately the units of his welfare, because each unit of goods gave to its possessor the same amount of pleasure. According to the formulation of normal laws, with it is scarcely necessary to say that the theory of marginal utility has thrown new light upon problems obscure and thus has forced a restatement of many fundamental doctrines. The formulation of normal law are in 1896 written by Simon Nelson Paton. The Constitution mentions various ways of amending the Constitution. Few provisions in the Indian Constitution are amended by a simple majority of the Parliament. Some provisions require a special majority 2/3 of the Parliament. Few other provisions are amended by a special majority plus the consent from one other half of the constituent states. The Constitution Amendment Bill is considered to be an important bill. The Parliament discusses why the amendment is required and decides whether to accept it or not. The Constitution mentions various ways of amending the constitutions. An amendment of the Constitution can be initiated only by the introduction of a bill in either House of Parliament. The bill must then be passed in each house by a majority of the total membership of that house and by a majority of not less than 2/3 of the members of that house present and voting. Hope you all are okay. Have a good day. God bless you. Thank you.